I mean, at that point in time, I was, probably like 340 pounds. I mean, I was a really big guy, couldn't do a push-up, just really struggled with completing the workouts. But I enjoyed myself. And so I was really intimidated, coming into the gym the first time. Like I was really intimidated by just the people around me or just looking around. But, I remember halfway through the workout, like I was so tired, like I wasn't looking at anybody else. Like I was sure nobody else was looking at me either,
Everyone's just like dying on their own.
And the trainers were just so encouraging and positive, and like, I was impressed that they knew like everybody's name. And then like I came back the next day, and then they all of a sudden they knew my name too, and like were calling me by name, happy to see me and greet me, and then just getting to know, like doing partner workouts. So it got better, it got easier, but it was definitely intimidating the first time, but then fun.
Welcome to Beyond the Scale, the show where everyday heroes share their stories on how they turn their lives around for the healthier. I'm Coach Brittany, and today I have a very special guest, Aaron Firebaugh. Welcome. I'm so excited for you. You're one of the top 10 finalists for our New Year, New You Challenge.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, it feels like a dream. I'm waiting to wake up, but I hope I don't.
There you go, nice. So I can't wait to hear all about your transformation, everything you went through, your experience with FitBody, and just how your life is now. But before we do any of that, I want to play a game with you.
All right.
It's called Rapid Fire, okay? I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you're just going to give me the first answer that comes to mind.
Okay.
All right, here we go. If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
Ooh, monkeys.
Okay, well, that was a good one. If you could have an unlimited storage space full of one thing, what would it be?
Gold.
Okay. What was the most beautiful place you've ever been to?
Balboa Park was pretty good yesterday, but maybe like Jamaica was nice too.
Ooh, I've always wanted to go to Jamaica. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Breathing underwater.
You've thought about that before.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have, yeah.
I like it. If you could teleport anywhere in the world right now, where would you go?
Anywhere with my wife.
Oh, okay. If you had to wear one Halloween costume every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
A airplane pilot.
Okay. And what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react to it.
Boom. And lastly, describe your life using one word.
Crazy.
Okay. Well, that concludes Rapid Fire. Thank you for playing. So now I want to hear all about you. Again, top 10 finalists, thousands of challengers. You not only won first place at your Clayton FitBody Bootcamp location in North Carolina, but you finished top 10 out of the franchise-wide challenge.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Amazing. I feel amazing. I feel like I have a new outlook on life, a new, new goals, and new, I guess, new confidence, and new ability, and new ability to kind of inspire and mentor others, and just like, but also kind of still feel like it's not quite a reality. Like I still feel like it hasn't set in, and also like still want to see pictures of myself. Like I feel like, is that me? Like I don't really recognize myself in like a big group shot. Like I still have the image of where I was, and so it's kind of, because it all happened really quickly.
Yeah.
In 8 weeks or 10, 11 weeks now. So it's just kind of still kind of sinking in what I've accomplished and what's changed, and just kind of the new me.
The new you, the better version of you, right?
Right.
So what were your results from the challenge?
Well, I lost 61 pounds, which was
Congratulations.
a little over 18%.
Dang.
And so we didn't do like inch measurements and things like that, but that was kind of the main.
Okay. And now when you first joined the challenge, did you go to FitBody before, or did you join FitBody with the challenge?
So I was not a member of FitBody, but I'd done a Drop Pounds Get Paid challenge the previous January.
Got it.
And loved it. Lost I think 29 pounds in those 6 weeks and got my money back, which is my goal. And loved the workouts, loved my coach and stuff, but just kind of decided that I was going to keep working out at home and do those things. So didn't continue my membership, and kind of slowly slid back into my own old ways. So.
Okay. And now that the challenge is over, are you still going to FitBody?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
6 days a week.
Nice. Heck yeah. So when you joined this challenge, did you have any thought that you would win first place, let alone finalize in the top 10?
So I'm pretty competitive. And also, I'm a teacher, and my wife stays home, so the entry fee of $300 was a lot of money for me. So my goal was to place first or second because I wanted my $300 back.
There you go.
So I knew when I went in, I was going to place first or second at my local gym. I felt pretty confident of that. I had no idea that I would ever even come close to being top 10. That still seems crazy.
You're still in that dream, but you're here in beautiful San Diego.
I know, yes.
We're going to have fun tonight at that gala.
Yes, I can't wait.
Celebrating a new lifestyle.
Can't wait. Just got to go get my hair and makeup done.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
We'll give you plenty of time for that, don't worry. So what is it about this challenge that made you stay with FitBody after, whereas you did the other drop pounds get paid and you didn't stick with FitBody?
So I think with the last challenge, the workouts were great. The workouts were the same. They were just as amazing. Like I enjoy working out in the group setting and the environment. With the last challenge, it was like a really, really strict meal plan of like what to eat every single time. And it had lots of like, random or like not normal common foods that like you'd have to go to special places to get. And so like I tried to stick to that as much as possible. But this challenge, the meal plan was a lot more simplified. They gave you, goals and targets and things you should eat. And they gave you lots of ideas, but you could kind of make choices and substitute. But I think for me, the biggest change, the meal plan was important, was the Facebook group and then like the videos and the encouragement of people on there. But then like Bedros's videos, like, just when he talked about like, your mindset and having a positive mindset and gratitude and like confidence and just changing how you think about things. Like I've always been mindset is important. My quote about life being, 10% what happens, 90% how you react. Like, that's how I live my life. But just, and hearing him talk and Brooke Burke's videos too, like she talked about like choosing your pain. So I think for me, what really changed in this challenge was just my mindset, going through.
And would you say before the challenge that your mindset was negative, or was it just not as positive and not as...
Yeah, it probably wasn't as negative, but I think it wasn't maybe just as goal focused, not as much as like self-determining that I am the one who chooses what I eat. I'm the one who gets to choose if I eat that donut or not. I'm the one who makes these choices, and those choices directly affect what I do, and I have the power to change that. But also the things that you do leading up to those choices. It's not just in that critical moment of the choice where you have a choice or not. It's all the prep work and all the things you've done leading up to that point. You have to kind of prepare for those challenges and those moments and those trials you face. It's too late to try to prepare once you already are in the middle of.
Yeah, right. You got to stay ahead of it.
Saying no or whatever it is. Yeah.
So you mentioned the Facebook group that not only had your location challengers, but everybody, all the challengers that were participating. Would you say you would have been as successful without that Facebook group?
No, I don't think so. Just because it was just so encouraging. So like there were days where people posted videos where they were like motivated me to like go to my workout that morning and like go harder and go faster. I'd see other people working out, or I'd see other people just saying different things. Like it just gave me the kind of motivation, inspiration to like keep going, stick with it, and go harder. Like push myself to be better.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, so you did 2 challenges. You did the one challenge, then after that you started doing home workouts, then now you did this challenge, and now you're sticking with FitBody. Before all of the challenges, were you active at all?
Yes, I mean, I've always been pretty active. I played lots of sports in high school, and so I have an 11-year-old son that I coach like his basketball and baseball team, and so playing active. But actually, going back 2 years ago, I was 381 pounds. So that was, on blood pressure, starting blood pressure medicine. My doctor mentioned like gastric bypass or other types of surgeries, and I didn't want to take the medication. I didn't want the surgeries. Like I just knew that wasn't what I wanted. So I started walking. So I was walking start off 2, 3, sometimes 4 miles a day, just every day, and I lost, about 30 or 40 pounds or so on my own before I started that first challenge. And so then lost 26 pounds there, and then kind of in between, kind of wavered, gained a few pounds, and then lost 61 in this last challenge. So now I'm down to have lost 115 pounds at this point.
Dang.
But like almost 90 of those have been in my 2 challenges during FitBody Boot Camp over the course of 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy when I went back and looked. Like I have, like MyFitnessPal where you track your weight loss and you can track and it has the graph, and it's kind of like losing and then leveled off, and then FitBody Boot Camp, and then leveled off and gained, and then FitBody Boot Camp again, and it's like, wow, that was
Yeah, those apps are really
dramatic.
cool, right? Because they help you become more aware of what's actually going on, because it's easy to forget. Would you have remembered that?
No way. No. I think, I'm not a big journaler, but when I hear people talk about journaling and writing things down and recording, you forget the struggles you've been through and the things you've overcome and where you were, if you don't have that kind of documentation to look back and see.
So what would you say the biggest challenge was for you to overcome during the 8 weeks?
So, I mean, I guess it was around between like week 4 and 5, like my weight loss really plateaued. Like my coach, had an accountability coach that was texting me and like asking like, how's it going? And we had a lot of great conversations, but I remember like being like, I'm not losing any more weight. Like this is a weight loss challenge. I want to win the weight loss challenge and I'm not losing any more weight. So at that point I kind of felt like, I felt like I was at kind of like an edge where I could just like give up and say, okay, well, I'm not going to win. Like I wouldn't give up the gym, but I would give up like challenging myself and pushing myself. Like I can't win, I'm stuck. Because what was also frustrating was like, even though I was working out and I felt great, like I could tell I was progressing my workouts. I could tell I was getting smaller, like my belt was tightening, like lots of things that were good for me, but I wasn't losing the weight, which was kind of what I was focused on because I was in a weight loss challenge. So like, it was that point I kind of had a chance to make a decision, like to kind of slack off and just keep going and resign myself to not winning, or to like challenge, push myself and like kick butt and finish strong and try to win.
What was the ultimate thing that pushed you to go the direction of keep pushing forward rather than just kind of giving up?
I think just I'm a competitive person and I like to win and I don't like to lose. So the other guy that was really close with me, like I kind of, I'm friends with him on Facebook and saw him around the gym and he would post lots of videos and stuff. So I think kind of seeing that he was still sticking with it and still progressing, like motivated me. He was kind of like my person I was looking at to say, okay, here he's doing, I need to step up and do more and challenge and push myself. So it was kind of my competitive nature that got the better of me, I think. It took over, unleashed the beast.
Unleash the beast. So aside from the physical changes that you've seen, like your belt tightening, obviously you see the weight falling off, you're gaining muscle and all of that, what other changes have you seen within, whether it be inside, your energy, things that you can do differently?
Right. I feel like one of the coolest changes for me, I think, is just as people see me losing like a significant amount of weight, like they ask me for advice, they ask me about things, or I've been able to, like my son, is now like doing some workouts for baseball that I made for him. We're doing them at home together, like the baseball team. I've kind of challenged them to do stuff. Or like people at work now, like on Thursdays, like I started like bringing my lunch and taking walks instead of like going out to eat every Thursday. We have like a big group meeting. So now some people have joined me doing that. So I think like just having that confidence in myself, but also like just other people coming to me and asking for tips or advice or like, how did you do it? And then me will be able to say like, it's not just going to the gym. Like going to the gym doesn't help you lose weight. Like there's other things that you have to do. You have to commit yourself and have that mindset and the nutrition and just all the other things. So that's been neat.
So what originally led you to Fit Body? Like why did you choose Fit Body?
So one of the owners is a guy named Scott, and he'd owned a martial arts gym in our community, and I'd actually just gone to a kid's birthday party. My kids went to their birthday party, but Scott was just like amazing with the kids, like chasing the kids around and playing with them. Like he cut the cake with a sword and just like,
That's cool.
I just felt like when I met Scott, there was like something different about him.
Okay.
And then I was an assistant principal at elementary school, and we had just a really tough, a group of boys that just had a lot of experienced trauma in their lives and had a lot of behavior and respect issues. Somebody said, my kid's mixed martial arts teacher would be a great mentor for these kids. And she was talking about Scott. And I knew that when she said, I was like, I bet she's talking about Scott. So Scott ended up coming in like once a week to mentor these boys and meet with them and talk with them and, kind of do that mixed martial arts cool guy stuff.
Yeah.
And, they respected him because he was a former, like MMA fighter and stuff. So just like his taking the time to do that. So I guess I just saw it on Facebook. And I probably would have kept scrolling, but then I knew he was associated with the gym. So kind of like that, the two things together, kind of like, well, I trust him. I feel like he's, I know he's a great guy. He wrote a couple books that I kind of read on Kindle, and so I just had a lot of respect for him, I think. So seeing that ad on Facebook and having a relationship with him is kind of what led me to sign up the first time.
Okay, nice. And now, what was your first experience like with Fit Body? So that first workout, what was it like?
It was tough. It was tough. At that point in time, I was, probably like 340 pounds. I was a really big guy, couldn't do a push-up, just really struggled with completing the workouts. But I enjoyed myself. And so I was really intimidated, coming into the gym the first time. Like I was really intimidated by just the people around me or just looking around. But, I remember halfway through the workout, like I was so tired, like I wasn't looking at anybody else. Like I was sure nobody else was looking at me either,
Everyone was just like dying on their own.
And the trainers were just so encouraging and positive and like, I was impressed that they knew like everybody's name. And then like I came back the next day, and then they all of a sudden they knew my name too, and like were calling me by name, and happy to see me and greet me, and then just getting to know, like doing partner workouts. So it got better, it got easier, but it was definitely intimidating the first time, but then fun once I stuck with it.
It's nice. Like it's already sometimes like when you get started, it's challenging. Like you're outside of your comfort zone. It's hard at first, but like when you have people welcoming you like that and that interested in you, they know your name by the next day. Like it's just that much easier to continue going.
And the fact that everything like was demonstrated with a modification. So there were a lot of things I could do, but then there were also a lot of things that I could not do. Like anything dealing with furniture sliders, like I was out. Like furniture sliders and me. But now, now I can. Now, like last week, I was sharing with the gym, like I actually did this now. Like I was doing, windshield wipers or whatever, and didn't fall on my face. Like that was great, But the first time, but they, showed modifications where if you can't do this, do it this way or do this, and I feel like I still like got an awesome workout without, having to do everything the way, everybody else was doing it. So.
Yeah, that's definitely catered to any fitness level, wherever you're at, you can start and then build up to wherever your goal is.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think makes you different?
I think my mindset makes me different. That competitiveness, but also just my positive, outlook. I think that, every situation, everything that happens, you have a choice of the way you look at it. The lenses through which you look at things. If you're looking at short term versus looking at, long term in the future, and you look at things as opportunities to grow and build yourself and get stronger, or you look at things that are, tearing you down and defeating you. And I think that's all up to you. Like that's all mentally, how you choose to take on challenges and tasks. So.
Have you always looked at life that way?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I was trying to think back kind of where that created. But, part of my story is almost 6 years ago now, our 3-year-old daughter, Cameron, passed away in her sleep, just, out of nowhere. So just, going through that, with my wife and son at the time, like, as you go through that trial and come out the other side and like, I'm still here. So that, that time is kind of what led to a lot of my, weight gain, turning to food and eating and just like getting, like I was always kind of big, but after that, like I got like, enormously big, like, way unhealthy big. So I think, looking back on that, and everybody says like, I don't know how you did it. Like I could not have done that. I don't know how you did it. Most times I say like, I'm not sure either. But I know like my faith in God carried me through, and my family and friends. And I think just your outlook on life and how you choose to see things and perceive things is important. So I think, through that trial and through that struggle, I think I've gained a lot of a unique perspective, that maybe a lot of other people don't have and don't carry. So I'm thankful for that. I'm blessed in that, even though, I wouldn't wish those circumstances on anyone. So.
No, absolutely not. But I'm glad you were able to find positivity out of it and help you and push forward with it.
Yeah.
So how did you, after you blew up after all of that, how did you even start the process of like getting out of that mindset of that habit of life?
Yeah. So I had a friend who was very similar in weight to me. And he had started several months before I did. His name's Jonathan, and he'd already lost like 30 or 40 pounds, and he was just like walking. So, kind of that first walk we took together, like just, encouraged me that I can do it. And then, so we became friends like on the MyFitnessPal app, where you can see each other's diary and what you eat every day. And then on the walking apps, you can see like exactly when they're walking and how they're walking. So, kind of the two of us were doing it together. He had already started, so he kind of encouraged and inspired me. It was just as simple as like, just walking every single day, just walking in those 3 or 4 miles and just tracking and being aware of what you eat and trying to limit your calories. So, that's where I started, being so big, like everybody has to kind of have an entry and starting point.
Yeah.
So, it was eating 1 or 2 donuts instead of eating like 6, and eating 1 or 2 pieces of slices of pizza instead of eating 4. Kind of that's where I started, because I was so, I got to that point because of the choices I'd made. So just trying to limit, have some self-control, and just adding that exercise piece too.
Yeah, it's got to be one step at a time, because if you try to do everything at once, like you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
Or if you hit those little goals and keep going, and accountability. I like that you said
Absolutely.
the app you can track, or you can see their food diary. You can
Yep.
see when they're walking and stuff. So you're like, hey, I
Yeah.
walked further than you. And create that healthy competition or whatever it is too. Or like, hey, I
Yes.
saw you eat
Yeah.
however many donuts. I only ate this many, or
Exactly.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah, my dad has the walking app too, and so I'll see like he walks like 3 miles, and I'll make sure I walk like 3.1.
There you go.
You know, and do a little bit more.
Further.
Yeah, but I think everybody has a starting point. Like everybody has to
Right.
start somewhere, and I think for me, like a lot of like the crash diets and different things you try, like it's like you go from this unhealthy lifestyle to not trying to cut out all of this or all of that or eat all of this certain way, and everything has to be this, and it's just so extreme, like
Right.
it's not sustainable long term. So for me, just starting somewhere, not going from like way unhealthy to like super clean, 100%.
Yeah.
Like that was doable for me for like maybe a week, maybe.
I was gonna say it only lasts for a certain amount of time because
Right.
90% of the time people always go back, and
Right.
you just slowly, gradually do it and slowly turn it into like a lifestyle.
Right. So that's kind of those gradual choices started, and that's where like the Fit Body Bootcamp meal plan really helped. Because already I'd been making good choices and limiting myself, but that just gave more to my repertoire, more knowledge and nutrition, and just other options too to be able to cook and prepare.
Nice. So what does living beyond the scale mean to you, Aaron?
I think that the scale is only one measure of how healthy and happy a person truly is, but it's the measure that most people tend to look at. So working in education, like as a teacher, you get data on kids, but you never want to make a decision. You never want to make a judgment about a kid just based on like one test, one piece of data. You would never say, well, this kid is, a failure or accelerating just because of one thing they did. You have to look at the whole. But I think a lot of times in healthiness and weight loss, we look at the scale, and that's our only one piece of data we use to judge our success and failure. So for me, like at our gym, I remember we first started talking about non-scale victories, and like I used to think that was, I don't want to say a joke, but I used to laugh at them because I thought like, well, I'm in my weight loss challenge, like I'm losing weight. Y'all can have your non-scale victories. Like I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight, right?
Yeah.
But then I remember like, obviously like the pants tightening and like the complimenting from people, but even like, playing softball, and like now all of a sudden I'm like hitting home runs, and then like the most dramatic one I remember sharing with my group was like when, one time I was at home, my wife and I were hugging, I got home and she could like put her arms like all the way around me for the first time in like, I don't know, 10, 15
Yeah.
years, like, because I weigh now the least I've weighed in over 15 years. So like to me, that was just so like powerful and emotional, and all those things like, as you're working out, you're gaining muscle and you're getting healthier and you're building that confidence, and that scale doesn't measure any of those things.
Exactly. It doesn't measure how long, like all those things are going to help you live longer. That scale isn't, like you could lose the weight in a super unhealthy way.
Right.
And
exactly.
it's not going to
And not be healthy, not being healthy when you started.
Right, exactly. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on today, sharing your story. Congratulations again for being one of the top 10 finalists out of thousands of contestants. If anyone wants to work out with you, where can they find you?
Yep. Fit Body Bootcamp in Clayton every Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m.
And for those of you that may not be in the Clayton, North Carolina area, make sure you go to fitbodybootcamp.com to find a location near you and claim your 3 free workouts. Until next time.